Paraguay defeat Germany on penalties to advance to the World Cup round of 16. What a game. What a game. What a penalty shootout. That's one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history. Maybe. I think it is. Paraguay just knocked out Germany. 4-time winners. What the fuck, man? CONMEBOL, stand up. Everybody says CONMEBOL ain't shit. UEFA is so much better. European football is so much better. Well, Paraguay just knocked off Germany. And they actually were better in this game, in my opinion. Germany looked like utter shit. And Paraguay stuck to their game plan. And they executed it to perfection. And they got to penalties. And it seemed like they were going to win it. And then they missed 2 in a row. And then it seemed like they were going to lose it after that. And then Jonathan Tah, who, oh my God, man, has the disallowed goal in extra time and sends that one over the bar. Same way Gabriel did it against PSG in the UCL final. 2 center backs. Stop letting center backs take penalties so early, man. That was a terrible pen. Such an awful pen. Sends it to the 15th row. And then Paraguay convert the final pen, and they're going through to face off against probably France. Wow. This tournament, man, it just keeps on delivering. So happy for the people of Paraguay, bro. I've been to Paraguay. I've been to Asunción. Some of the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life, man. Such beautiful people, honestly. Honestly, amazing people. So I'm super happy for the people of Paraguay. It's amazing for them, man. And this team played their hearts out today, man. They were up 1-0 against Germany, and it was deserved. And that goal they scored in the first half was beautiful. And then Germany equalized, obviously, in the second half with that goal from Kai Havertz, who came in off the... didn't come out off the bench, right? No, he started the game, but they got that goal from Kai Havertz. And then in extra time, they just suffered. And if you look at Germany in this game, didn't really have many chances. You know, it wasn't like they were just peppering Paraguay constantly with chances and the keeper was just bailing them out. They barely had any chances in this game. Like, credit to Gustavo Gomez, who's been one of the best center backs in CONMEBOL for a long time. And today, I think he had a great game. I think their back line played well. I think the whole team for Paraguay played well. I mean, look at this, bro. Germany, I'm starting to realize how important Toni Kroos was. I always knew how good Toni Kroos was as a player when he was actually playing. But the way I see these teams just completely fall apart when Toni Kroos leaves. Real Madrid have fallen apart since Toni Kroos left. And Germany, 2 years ago at the Euros with Toni Kroos, were really, really good. They had a great Euro. And now it looks like a completely different team. And Germany in this World Cup have been utterly disappointing, man. Like, let's be completely honest here, guys. We're looking at this game today. They should have been Paraguay. But if you look at Germany in this World Cup, it's the second straight team they've lost to in CONMEBOL. Which is kind of crazy, right? CONMEBOL is shit, apparently, no? But anyway, they lose to Ecuador in a game that didn't have to win, but still. And now you lose, you get knocked off by Paraguay. The game against Curaçao, you won by a big margin. Obviously, it was 7-1. But the first half of that game was way tighter than it should have been, and they just completely annihilated them in the second half. But we know Curaçao, they're not that good of a team. And then the game against Ivory Coast, they needed that last-minute winner from Undev, obviously. But apart from that, if you look at Germany in this World Cup, it has not been pretty. Now we're looking at Germany since 2014, since winning the World Cup at the Maracanã against Argentina with that winner from Mario Götze. The year before they made the semifinals, the year before they made the World Cup before, South Africa made the semifinals. World Cup before made the semifinals. World Cup before made the final. We're looking at Germany now. We're looking at 2018 group stage exit. We're looking at 2022 group stage exit. Now we're looking at 2026 round of 32. Like, we're watching a giant just keep falling and falling and falling. Obviously, an improvement this year. They actually made it out of the group. But is that really an achievement, an accomplishment in this World Cup now where basically everybody makes it out of the group? And I think today when I'm looking at Germany, so many players were so disappointing, man. Like, so many players played so bad. Kai Havertz, I don't see it with Kai Havertz, man. I don't understand, like... I just don't understand what teams see in this guy. And he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. And he's scored in 2 different UCL finals. He's a UCL winner. Kai Havertz is a good player. Scored today. Had some goals against Curaçao. He's not a bad player, but man, he comes and goes too much. He comes and goes too much. I'm looking at at that team with Florian Wirtz, and I was thinking that maybe Arne Slot was a problem with Florian Wirtz, but now I'm looking at Wirtz and I'm like, bro, you're really even that good because you look lost half of the time and you're getting muscled off the ball. I'm looking at Musiala post-injury and I'm not really that impressed. Manuel Neuer, the fact that he even made it to this World Cup is a travesty, man. Obviously, Neuer got that save at the end that kind of helped Germany there because they obviously missed the first penalty that they had to win. They missed it, and the second one, Neuer saves it. So you're looking at Neuer, okay, maybe, like, you know, he's turning back the clock, but overall, man, it wasn't a good World Cup from Neuer. Too many mistakes, and he looks old. And I'm looking at Julian Nagelsmann, and you know, he was looked at as, or he's looked at as one of the best young coaches in the world. But I'm yet to see this team with any creative ideas. It was such a bad game plan. I mean, Germany looks so bad. I'm talking terrible, man. Like, they have no pace whatsoever from their front line. There's no pace, nobody to run in behind. It's mostly just crosses into the box. It's just pass the ball out wide, pass it, boom, 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 play it back into the middle, switch play. It's like, dude, there's no creativity, there's nothing. And look, that's how teams are going to play you. When you're Paraguay and you're playing against Germany, you're going to sit in that low block, especially after getting an early goal. You're going to just absorb pressure. But at the same time, if you have a coach like Julian Nagelsmann and you have the squad, obviously I know they're missing Gnabry. I know they're missing some players, but it's just not good enough from Germany. It's really not good enough for a team that had such high expectations coming into this tournament, where they looked at as one of the top 3 best teams. No, but they were definitely in that second group. I looked at Germany in that same echelon as Brazil, as Morocco, you know what I mean, as maybe in England even, and they were in that echelon of teams that, of even Portugal, of teams that I don't expect, like, they're not to me Spain, France, or Argentina, but they're right there. Like, I think England's a little bit above them, right? So I had Spain, France, and Argentina, and then England, and then maybe Portugal and those teams there. And now Paraguay knock you out. Paraguay knock you out. Like I said, man, credit to Paraguay, because what a historic moment for them. What a historic moment for their fans. I mean, it's a country that you don't hear a lot about. You know what I mean? Like, Paraguay is a country that's pretty quiet. You know, not a lot of people can point it and can just like find out where it is on a map. But this is what happens when you have a squad of players who play for the manager and know what they have to do. And when you have a team like that, it's dangerous, man. When you have these teams in the World Cup that are smaller nations, but they know exactly how to execute a game plan, and you have a team like Germany who maybe come in with a lot of confidence, but not a clear game plan of how they want to play, this is what happens. You get knocked off in penalties. And like I said, man, it wasn't like Germany were dominant in this game. They really didn't look great for the vast majority of it. For most of it, they looked like a terrible team. Like, being genuinely serious, I was watching this team, I was watching Germany, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was watching. And Jonathan Tah got that goal in extra time that they thought was the winner, and obviously there's a foul, and it doesn't end up being a goal, and now we're looking, I cannot believe I'm talking about Germany being knocked out in the round of 32. We should have gotten Germany, France in the next round, and this is an upset that nobody... I saw a lot of people pick upsets in this round. I saw people, you know... I saw somebody pick Cape Verde to beat fucking Argentina. I saw people pick the DR Congo to beat England. You know, I've seen some upsets be picked. You know what I mean? Like, not many people picked this one. Even Japan to beat Brazil, which was close. You know, there's some people that picked upsets in this World Cup. Not many people saw this one coming. I didn't see anybody pick Paraguay to beat Germany, because Paraguay didn't have this stellar group phase either, man. Like I told you guys, when I made my Can They Win the World Cup video, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn when it comes to that video, I got a lot of shit wrong, as you guys so beautifully love to point out in the comment section of that video after the World Cup started. It's like, hey, Michi, you got this one wrong. It's like, yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know. Like, I know I got it wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's no, but people come in and comment that, like, now. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen in the moment. But anyway, that's not the point. Point is, I got a lot of shit wrong in that video. It's no denying it. It's really bad. It's not my best work, okay? It's really not my best work. One thing that I said about Paraguay, though, is that I watched them because obviously they're in Conmebol, and I know they're not keeping the ball. It's hoof the ball up the pitch and hope something happens. You know, it's that type of football. And look, today it worked out. They had 83%. Germany had 83% possession in the first half. I'll be curious to see what they had in the game as a whole. It had to be very high. I'll tell you guys right now. Germany, for the game, had 75% possession. They had 21 total shots. They had six shots on target. They had 41 touches in Paraguay's box. Paraguay had 13. And they had a 1.5 XG compared to a 0.42. And Germany's going home and Paraguay is going through to the next round. That's football for you. It's unpredictable. I cannot believe what I just saw. That penalty shootout was fucking insane, bro. Insane. Like, I genuinely thought that Paraguay were through, and then I was like, okay, there's no way they win now after they missed that second pen. And then Jonathan Toss steps up and sends it to the 15th row. And then they actually get the goal and go through to the next round. What a day of World Cup games, man. Just like end-to-end shit, just like my heart, man. It's like, this is why I love football so much. There's nothing like this World Cup, man. Enjoy this, bro. Enjoy this moment right now. You're watching something that only happens once every 4 years. You're watching something that happens only once every 4 years. These are moments you'll think about for the rest of your life watching this tournament right now. Enjoy it. You're living in it. A lot of people like to think, like, not to be fucking philosophical here, obviously, but a lot of people like to think of the future, of the past. Think of the moment, bro. You're literally watching a World Cup. And these are the things that happen. This is why we love this competition so much. This is why we love the sport so much, because it comes around once every 4 years. They don't get it next year. It's not the UCL. There is no next year for Germany. There is no next year for Rudiger. There is no next year for Neuer. There's probably not a next year for Goretzka for sure, who's fucking terrible, who came in today. There's probably not a next year for Joshua Kimmich. Or, it's 4 years, man. 4 years. You know how much can change in 4 years? That's why it's so valuable, because it's scarce. And now they're going to have to wait 4 years to undo what they just did in this World Cup. And that's, by the way, like I said, coming off the back of back-to-back World Cups where they get grouped after winning it in 2014. Germany used to be the most feared national team on the planet. We're talking about a team that since 1954, their worst finish was quarterfinals. Since 1954 to 2014, we're talking about 50 years. Or no, 60. Am I stupid? 60 years. 60 years. Their worst finish was a quarterfinal. And now, group stage, round of 32. Crazy. I cannot believe it. Shout out to Paraguay. To all my people out there from Paraguay. Unbelievable. Unbelievable moment. And yeah, man. I'm seeing something about Venezuela that's popping up on the news right now, which is fucking heartbreaking, but I'm not going to talk about that here. Anyway, shout out to Paraguay. Shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. I love every single one of you guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.